This is my 2015 Indian Scout. I'm new to motorcycle riding as of this year, and this is my Facebook Marketplace pickup. I was heavily considering buying one of these for a long time out of like any cruiser, and the right one popped up at the right time, and I picked it up. I actually went out to a local dealership and sat on a lot of different bikes, from sport bikes, touring bikes, CF Moto, Yamaha, Kawasaki. The Vulcan is really comfortable with the adjustability it has, but it's a bit heavier. And then the bikes that I sat on from, say, Yamaha or Honda, like the Rebel, they also felt significantly heavier, or they had a DCT, which I wasn't really super interested in. So this was absolutely perfect. For one, I really love the way the engine looks on this thing. I mean, this thing is pretty much exactly the spec I was looking for, because I just randomly saw a picture of an Indian online, and I was like, man, that is sick. So it's fully stock when I got it. Made a few small changes. Got different grips on here, the Vans grips. A 2015 is the original year that Indian brought the Scout back out, and I upgraded the headlight, because the headlight was definitely not good enough for night riding. Upgraded some tires, got some Michelin Commanders, I believe, on here, and then a little change to the exhaust as well, so that people know I'm there. So yeah, the seat and everything's original. The original owner kind of didn't really touch this thing for the life of the time they had it. Has only 1,400-ish miles on the clock. I really like how this is a belt drive bike, especially for my first bike. I don't have to worry about chain management, and that's going to make the experience of owning this a lot simpler. The headlight, I really enjoy that. That's an Eagle headlight. I picked it up off of Amazon for a really good deal, and there's not a whole lot else I'm going to change on it for a while. Maybe some suspension stuff down in the line, but for the most part, she's pretty well sorted, even being a several-year-old bike at this point. This is, again, my first bike, but I think even though a bike like this has a lot of CCs compared to what most people would consider to be a beginner bike, this, I think, because of how linear the power delivery is an awesome first bike for those people that are looking for something a bit more of a cruiser style. And this is an incredibly light bike, like I said. Well, it's light to me compared to a lot of cruisers. Cruisers are often a lot heavier than this, I think. So this was perfect for what I was looking for from the feel. And I'm a tall person. I'm 6'4", and I feel perfectly comfortable riding this. There's literally no like weird ergonomics about it. I will say also, this has a slightly different set of handlebars, the ape hangers. I'm actually not sure what brand they are. The person who I bought it from off Facebook already had that installed. But yeah, so I'm going to take a quick ride out today and show you guys what this thing from a riding perspective looks like. It sounds really good. This is the Dean Speed Rampage. It does have the baffles in it. Sounds quite nice. Yeah, I'm gonna take a ride over. There's a automotive museum nearby, and they're having like a free admission and free food and drinks, and kind of like I guess maybe a parking lot car show go along with it. So yeah, I'm gonna head on down over that way. Come along for the ride. A little bit of stoplight excitement to begin the ride. So I live in Southern California, so the weather here is pretty excellent for riding almost like 350 days out of the year. There's like less than I can count on one hand days where it's raining to the point where I wouldn't ride. So I plan on using this thing mainly for commutes and for fun weekend rides. My commute is honestly pretty short to work. Living in a more city type of area, it's not that far of a ride back and forth from where I work, which is nice. But even if I lived, say, a little bit further, so for me, when I say short, I mean literally like less than 6 miles. But even if I had to ride, like, say, 20 miles, I've already confirmed that this thing is really comfortable for rides like that. And I feel I can totally take this thing on a little bit longer of a ride without any issues. Super easy to shift. When I was doing the MSF course, I found those naked bikes that I think I had BMWs. I found it to be pretty difficult to smoothly shift, find the friction zone and all that. But with this, for whatever reason, it's a little bit easier. Now, obviously being in California, I can do stoplight lane filtering. I choose not to sometimes for now because I'm a newer rider. Stoplights are probably the easiest spot to do lane filtering, but for now I'm just gonna take it easy. Bit of a chill ride this morning. It's actually afternoon. And just enjoy being on the bike. I've already taken a little bit on a canyon road, so Orange County has got a really nice and chill canyon road on the north side of the county, and I took it along that road yesterday and it was really fun. Didn't really like push it because it's my first time on the bike taking it down that road, but I feel like as I get more comfortable, I'll definitely try to be a little bit more spirited on that drive. But it's a really good place to start, because I'd like to eventually take it up to San Gabriel Mountains and do the Angeles Crest Highway, but I am nowhere near skilled enough yet to be doing a ride like that, in my opinion. I have a lot of basic skills to build before I can do that. And I plan on doing, Moto Jitsu has those exercises with his like app and the PDF books on his website. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. As you saw where I introduced everything, I have a pretty nice parking lot with a lot of open space that I have found that I can easily use for practicing. I really like to clutchless shift this thing, upshifting. It's really easy and comfortable to do it. I had no idea that clutchless shifting was this simple. I guess that's a motorcycle thing. I bet a manual car probably isn't quite that easy. I mean, it might be a little bit. I did not own manual sports cars or anything before deciding to pick up this motorcycle. I was very much an auto guy in my previous cars. Had family that rode motorcycles, everything from Harleys to Ducatis, but this is my first ride, and it's been excellent. I mean, I think partly influenced by where I live, the weather being so nice, but day or night, riding is a joy, truly. Short ride where I'm going. I actually would typically have my phone mounted to my dash, but since this is such a simple drive, I think I can navigate there without it. And the roads here where I live are genuinely not bad. There are some spots that are really rough, but they're consistently working on them, so I would say that the suspension, as I felt it riding it for the first few weeks of ownership, has not been too bad. It bottoms out a little bit. Like, if the bump is big enough, you will feel the bottom of the travel, but for the most part, this thing, and I'm a slightly heavier person, I'd say. I mean, I'm 6'4", 240 pounds. The suspension handles my weight pretty well. Like, I don't bottom it out unless the bump is big enough. So that's good. That means it's a little bit comfortable. And I don't think this is an aftermarket seat that's on here. So I find it surprisingly comfortable. Like, I don't really feel like I have a reason to swap it out. So I'm going to keep it as is for a little bit. I don't have a passenger seat because this stock form did not come with a passenger seat. So I think at some point I'll upgrade it to have one so that I am not limited in my ability to have someone come along with me on a ride on this thing. If you're curious what bike I was like seriously considering other than this, it was actually a Honda. It was I would call it a sport touring. The CBR 650R. The modern ones, especially the black, looks really nice. And I have to admit, the E-clutch was an attractive option to me. But I'm actually really glad that I went with this. It forced me to learn to ride with a more standard manual transmission. And now I feel really comfortable with it. And now that'll enable me to, in the future, be able to pick up any bike and feel a lot better about it. I really like this bike in particular. I don't know if I would have bought a cruiser style had it not been for this. I'm not a big fan of baggers. In fact, the only Harley that I really like other than this is probably the V-Rod. Now, I've never ridden any of them, so I could have a different opinion in the future, but I really like four-cylinder sound. So, like, I'm a fan of, like, high revving engines, flat plane sound, and so my next bike is going to be a four-cylinder high revving engine. So think ZX4RR or a CBR 600 or 650R. That is my ideal kind of sounding bike, but I gotta say this sounds really good too. almost there. It's a short ride today. Nothing to write home about in terms of distance. A lot of stoplights, but nothing uncomfortable. And it's still fun to ride even when you're going through stoplights and city traffic. I mean, if it wasn't, that would be awful. This thing smoothly shifts. I mean, I really have no complaints at all. I mean, a lot of the shifting on a bike like this comes down to the skill of the driver, right? This is the older model bike, so that means it does not have ABS. So that was a risk I undertook when I bought this thing, but I don't feel like it was the wrong choice, especially since I drive it where I do. I mean, it's gonna be a part on me to get the skills required to be able to stop as good as possible without ABS. And since there's not a whole lot of rain, I think it's a little bit easier here to ride without ABS. Your mileage can vary on that. Yeah, this thing is a blast so far, and I'm hoping to make a lot more videos taking it on a bunch of different rides here in California here soon, and take YouTube along for the ride, right? Get to experience it alongside me, and hopefully maybe a few more people might consider buying an Indian and or get into motorcycling in general, right? I think it's a really fun activity, and it can be a really good way to get around when you live in a city. I like sports cars, but I live in California, where everything is quite a bit more expensive in terms of gas. Now, at least in the US. I know that in Europe, gas costs a lot more than it does here. Like, we think gas is expensive here at $5.90 a gallon, $5.80 a gallon. In Europe, it can cost $7, $8, $9, right? Even more. So, but this thing as a fun vehicle to ride around in on the weekend and for commuting, this gets 50 to 60 miles a gallon. I mean, you want to talk about fuel efficiency, there you go. So this is another just bonus as to why I ended up picking it up. It'll help me save money a little bit for getting around town. Alright, so where I'm going is actually back over there. I passed it. So I'm going to have to do a U-turn. YouTube gets to see me do a U-turn. And this is not a place where I can do a U-turn, but hopefully I can turn down a side street and get to where I'm going. I think I should be fine. I have not been to any of the auto museums in Southern California. I really want to go, like the Peterson Museum. I don't know if Jay Leno opens his like collection up to the public to view, but I mean, not so much growing up, but like over the last 5-10 years, I've watched a lot of Jay Leno's garage content, and I really would love to view like the historical collection of stuff he has, from motorcycles to cars, Duesenbergs to the original motorcycles from a variety of different makes. It's definitely on the top of my list of things to do living over here. I think I should be able to get to where I'm going this way. I'm not positive though. I may actually need to do a U-turn. I probably will do a U-turn, because that looks like the AT&T office, which is not where I'm going. So, U-turn. As you can see from the sign right there, that is where I'm going, the Marconi Auto Museum. Should be good to go. I should have got here earlier. I'm sure there's a lot of cool stuff to see, but I wasn't here to see it. Like, look at that. Is that a Daytona? Yep. But life happens. I wasn't ready to be here early, but there might be still some cool stuff to see. Okay. Find myself a spot. Here we go. We can hang out next to the Miata. I choose the Miata. But thanks for coming along with me on this ride, and I'll catch you next time.